Petrobras and BP, agreements for investment in solar energy. The strategic pivot of Petrobras towards solar energy, solidified through its agreement with BP, marks a fundamental turning point for portfolio management and capital asset governance in Brazil. As an expert in the field, I observe that this movement is not merely a response to environmental pressures, but a calculated risk management and energy matrix diversification decision that redefines the country's largest state-owned enterprise's position in the global decarbonization landscape. Portfolio management in times of energy transition. Historically, Petrobras concentrated its capital efforts on fossil fuel exploration and refining, highlighted by the technical complexity of the pre-salt layers. However, modern project management requires a forward-looking vision. The structured agreement with BP demonstrates a shift in CAPEX, capital expenditure, allocation, prioritizing renewable assets that offer lower exposure to carbon market volatility and greater long-term predictability, characteristics intrinsic to photovoltaic sources. Strategic partnerships as risk mitigators. In the field of large-scale project management, the collaboration between Petrobras and BP functions as a pilot project that facilitates knowledge and technology transfer. BP has been on the path of energy transition since 2020, and this synergy allows the Brazilian state-owned company to accelerate its learning curve in clean energy, reducing operational risks associated with entering a new market segment. Choosing solar energy, which features technological maturity and decreasing costs, is a tactical decision to ensure efficiency from the very first execution cycle. Alignment with ESG goals and market value. For managers and investors, Petrobras's entry into the renewable segment strengthens ESG, environmental, social, and governance pillars. Beyond the obvious environmental gains, the initiative improves the company's value perception in capital markets, aligning it with the Paris Agreement guidelines and the sustainability requirements of major global trading firms. It is the practical application of effective stakeholder management, balancing the demands of society, governments, and shareholders. The future of energy asset management. The Brazilian energy transition gains new momentum with the active participation of major oil companies. The success of this agreement will depend on the ability to integrate these new sources into the national grid and the discipline in executing these capital projects. We are witnessing the construction of a more resilient electrical matrix, where solar energy ceases to be peripheral and becomes a central asset in Brazil's strategy for sovereignty and sustainability. How do you evaluate the impact of this Petrobras strategy shift on the competitiveness of the renewable energy sector in Brazil? If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends.